Radio.
Capturing the moments that make life great.
Ladies all around the world, listen up. We're looking for you. The time has come to be unstoppable together. The danger of executive women is worrying we're not enough, obsessed with perfection and failing to perform. You're in the right place. It's now time to be unstoppable together with Connie Five. She was the director of the United States Chamber of Commerce and CEO of Girl Scouts USA. Sit down, squat down, or lie down. It's time for Up or Out, all business with Connie Five, your unstoppable diva and chair of the Fife Group, helping women in leadership achieve excellence and be unstoppable together.
Hello, this is Connie Five, your unstoppable diva, and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie. Well, it's been an awesome week. Speaking, working on the launch of a new project that we have coming out really soon, and I'm super excited about it because you've asked for it. Our listeners have been asking us, where can we go? Where can we find a place where we can hang out, those movers, the shakers, the rule breakers that can share best practices together? Well, we've made it happen. And we have launched the Up or Out Network website. It's an online mastermind group where members are running the show. We have small groups, we have peer mentoring, webinars, live events, and so much, much more that will keep you both connected and unstoppable together. Now, to get there, we want you to join our private Facebook group. So all you need to do is go to Facebook, look for the Up or Out Network, and then join. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now, we're going to have so many exciting and really awesome giveaways. And for the giveaways to happen, you first need to join. And then when you see one of our podcasts launch, you need to go in there and type in Unstoppable Together. And that enters you into a lot of drawings that we're going to be announcing each week what they are. So you want to stay connected because super excited. So many exciting things going on right now because we are serving members from the C-suite executives to the entrepreneurial leaders who want to make a difference in their life and in their community. So do you have a desire to move up and be heard in the boardroom? Are you ready to go out and become an entrepreneur? Well, we have it all right here for you. But stay tuned. We got a really quick sponsor break and we'll be right back. Hi, this is Connie Five, your unstoppable diva, host of Up or Out with Connie. I am thrilled to be a headliner host on the CSuite Network, where you can grow your brand, grow your tribe, and be unstoppable together. We are the hottest podcast for C-level executives and entrepreneurial leaders. Each week, we interview content leaders on leadership, personal brand, business, and influence. Continue to hear me right here on the C-Suite Network, also on iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, iTunes, and over 900 networks around the globe. Follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter because you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. Until next time, this is Connie Five, your unstoppable diva. Be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable together. We're back, and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie. Now, I do have a quote for today, and it's a sports quote because I've been down at the beach watching a lot of the pro volleyball players, so I'm really into that right now. And if you set out to be liked, you would be prepared to compromise on anything at any time, and you would achieve nothing. Set out, do what you want to do, and you can't worry about what other people are thinking about you because you will achieve nothing. And if you want to find that success, do what you want to do. That's what we're all about here at Up or Out with Connie. Now, our guest for today, hold on to your seats, is a semi-retired police detective. She has seen firsthand how having personal safety and self-defense skills can have a profound change on the outcome of any cases avoiding any of those bad situations. And I'm sure she's seen many of them. So avoiding that risk is 90% of the battle, and knowing what to do and not freezing or panicking, that's the other 10%. It's empowerment enhanced self-defense classes, and that will build on your body's natural instincts to protect yourself and teach you some of those basic defensive resistance skills. And she teaches self-defense with a bit of humor. She has a lot of amazing life-saving techniques that she wants to share. She manages a nonprofit organization called Empowerment Enhanced, where their mission and their focus is working to get programs out to the people, especially the kids in the schools, and getting this message into the schools. So our special guest for today is none other than Korbie Perkins. Hey,
Hello.
Korbie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on.
You were just doing so many amazing and awesome things for the community. And I want to ask what propelled you to do this, but I'm sure it's because of a lot of what you've seen on the job has helped you and wanted you to create some of these programs.
A lot of what I've seen on the job, I've been teaching the self-defense for over 7 years. And just the reactions you see when you teach it, the difference between when we start and when we finish, the stories you hear, and it's always the same thing. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have been in a situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the driving force behind it, is trying to stop some of those situations by giving some people some education.
And it is really an education. I was attacked. I mean, I was like 12, 13 years old and a victim of an attack. And I actually, I guess my natural instincts kicked in because I turned around and I actually beat up the guy who was attacking me. So hopefully, thank God that has never happened again. But so teaching the self-defense with a bit of humor. So do you think that helps lighten the conversation that you're having with people?
It really does, because it's a serious topic. When you just drone on for 4 hours, they lose the message.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you got to keep it interesting. You got to keep it fun, even though it is a serious topic.
So, and with your nonprofit organization, Sue, I guess, who do you see mostly? Is it women? Is it children? Is it a mix? Where is your focus?
We're doing a mix right now. Our focus is primarily, especially this time of year, the kids going off to school, the young girls going to college, because the most time to be attacked is your freshman year of college, because you're out there with new experiences, doing new things, meeting new people, going new places.
They want to experiment, and they're getting themselves in a bad situation.
Freedom.
It seems to me, and maybe it's because of social media, that you're hearing a lot more of that going on.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So it just seems to me that, like I said, maybe it's social media, but you're hearing a lot more of that going on, especially in the universities and the campuses. I mean, has it always been there? I mean, is it increasing? I mean, what are you seeing in that area?
I think it's always been there. I think social lets them put it out, because everybody's talking. People are more open to sharing stories, more into sharing information.
Okay.
People had to live in that area to read about it in the newspaper, if it made the newspaper.
Right.
I think victims advocates' rights and a lot of that have come about, where a lot of things are getting reported.
Okay. So we're just hearing more of it.
Right.
So how can somebody turn around to be their own first responder?
When we talk about being your own first responder, of course, the first thing is being able to defend yourself.
Right.
You need to fight off an attacker or something like that. But the more important step is what to do towards the end of that incident. And that is, if you're hurt, being able to take care of yourself. We talk active shooter situations. And the truth is, when the police arrive, when they enter that premise, they're stepping over people and going towards that shooter, because their goal is to stop that threat. So you need to learn how to take care of yourself in those critical minutes between when the police enter and take care of the problem, and when we can get the paramedics in there. So what learning how to use a tourniquet or learning how to use, the blood clotting, that type of thing. There's actually a national campaign out now called Stop the Bleed, because everybody's starting to realize how important it is. And it's not just about an active shooter, it's about anything. It's a car accident where someone, is severely injured. It's all types of things where it comes into play.
That is important. And although social media is bringing this out more and people are talking about it more, at the same time, it's also, you can look at it a lot of different ways, but it's also bringing out that awareness and that this is something that you do need to do, that you do need to prepare. I know my daughter went off to college now. This is 10 years ago. But she did, and even my son, when he went, they went to the local college and took a course on self-defense, and what to do if they get into, a nasty situation while they were away at college. So they did do that. So, and then at the time, I just didn't not realize or not thinking that it's such, it's so prevalent in so many schools and colleges. I did it because they were going hours and hours away from home, and I was just being mama bear and wanting to protect my kids. and to do that. Now, you also talk about trusting your gut instinct. So what do you mean by that?
Especially as women, some men, but especially as women, be nice and we want to be polite. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. Get these feelings, the hairs are up on the back of our neck, our gut kind of churning, and we know something doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Our hurt feelings, we ignore it.
Because we want to be polite. And,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got to stop doing it. It's, it's the same with our kids. Somebody will come over to the house and we're like, oh, give so-and-so a hug. And the kid's like, I don't really want to. And we force them to do it. Yeah. And the kid knows it's just not a good feeling.
And they do know. And again, my daughter, I remember she was, oh my gosh, maybe 3, 4, 5 years old, if that. And we were in a dressing room and there was this woman there kept saying hello to my daughter. And now I've taught her not to talk to strangers. And this woman is like, well, aren't you just not a nice little girl because you won't say hello to me? And what do? I'm like, oh, honey, you could say hello. But at the same time, I'm teaching her don't talk to strangers. And she brought me and she called me out on that. She's like, but Mom, you told me not to talk to strangers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not strangers that are the problem. And that's another thing we've got to really overcome, because most of the time when someone's attacking us or attacking our kids, it's somebody we know. Yeah. Because that's who we let in. That's who's in our bubble. That's who, we're letting in. Right. So it's not always the strangers we need to be afraid of.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I know you hear so many child abductions, and of course, the first thing they look at or go to, they look at the parents, right? Especially if they're separated or something happened there. So that's really interesting. Well, we do need to take a really quick break. We have another sponsor coming in, and when we come back, Korbie, I want you to let our audience know how to get in touch with you, and we're going to be putting you in the hot seat.
Okay.
Hi, this is Greg Davis. Connie asked me to pop in for a moment to tell you about a great opportunity. Have you ever listened to a podcast and thought, I should be doing that, but I don't know how, I don't know where to start? Well, Up or Out with Connie Fife has partnered with Parkland Media Group to offer you PMR podcast production. What is PMR? Production, marketing, response. The 3 key elements you need to successfully build your podcast success. For more information, visit parklandmediagroup.com or email podcast@parklandmediagroup.com and be sure to let them know that Connie sent you. You have a story to tell. We'll help you share it. Come to parklandmediagroup.com today and start building your podcast success.
All right, and we're back, and you're listening to Up or Out with WCONNIE, and joining us today is Korbie. And Korbie, our listeners want to know how they can learn more about you, but about what you're doing in terms of helping people with self-defense and being their first responder. So how could they find you?
The best way to find us is to go to our website. It's empowermentenhanced.org. And we have the programs listed there that we're working on. And if we have any classes coming up, they'll be listed there too.
Great. That's Korbie Perkins. So check her out. Especially, and I don't want to single out the men, but especially women, because it just seems like that's all you're hearing about today, child abductions or rape or, people being kidnapped as sex slaves. There is so much of that out there. So you definitely want to protect yourself. And it's really good also to protect your instincts, have those gut instincts. And come on, ladies, we all have that sixth sense. We know what that is.
Yeah.
We don't have to joke about that. So now, Korbie, it is time for the hot seat. So are you ready?
Sure.
All righty. So let's go. So what is your favorite quote that keeps you going?
Oh, never give up.
Oh, simple. And plain and simple. Never give up. Keep on going. And that's what we're all about. Be unstoppable.
Yes.
So I know are semi-retired.
Yes.
From the police force, and you're doing this other work with your nonprofit, which I commend you. And it's somewhat so needed. Did you know what you wanted to do right from the very start, going to the police academy?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm on my fourth career, so.
Oh, okay.
But I volunteered as a victim's advocate, which is what led me into policing, because I loved doing the victim's advocate work.
Okay.
Just fell into the policing, and it just seemed a natural fit.
Wow. And I love that you just shared that this is your fourth career, because our listeners need to know that. There was a time where we would work from inception to the grave in one job. But that is just not, the numbers that I seen recently was that we changed careers 6 times in our lifetime in present day.
It's not the same as it used to be.
It is not. And it's hard finding the good jobs, but it's also as hard for employers keeping the good employees.
Yes.
That's where it really comes down to. So all business leaders, they've started somewhere. They know that there have been failures along the way. So what's one of those failures for you that turned around to be your most successful story?
I would say, I worked for Lucent Technologies, and I got laid off. I made it through like the first 75,000, but
okay.
But getting laid off was a real eye opener.
Okay.
And restarting and basically starting from scratch.
Okay.
That was
we could high five or bump right now on that one, because that was my story. That's how I ended up here.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, same exact thing. So what was your aha moment, the moment you said, I got this?
Oh, I think especially when it comes to the nonprofit, it was a story that we heard during one of the classes, and just the connection and realizing we got to do this.
Mm.
So it's that, those personal connections, which are just so important.
The personal connections are, it's the people. When you have good people around you, it just works. It definitely works. So just jumping to the nonprofit for a minute. So the focus is delivering programs, educating and awareness. Is that the whole premise of the nonprofit?
Yeah, the premise of the nonprofit is just to get personal safety skills and life-saving skills out to the general public. We all live in a world of denial, but beyond that, there's a lot of people that just don't have accessibility to it. So working with the Boys and Girls Clubs or the Scouts or whoever we can find that's open to learning the skills, and it's more than the book work. It's the physical work that goes with it, but it's very basic. And
did you check with the Girl Scouts?
The program we teach, the Rad Kids program, actually does a badge for the Girl Scouts.
Okay. I was saying, because I'm sure, because they have several safety badges that this can complement that. Well, great. I'm glad that you did that. So who's your biggest cheerleader? Who keeps you going?
My son, even though he's not physically here, he's always so encouraging and providing that positive feedback. So he's just an amazing support system for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. So if you knew then what you know now, What words of wisdom would you have for someone that's really just entering into their career, who are looking to pursue their path to success?
That it doesn't have to be your only path in life, that your path may change, and don't be afraid of it.
Absolutely. As we just said, career people, the average is 7 times people are changing career. And I don't mean changing jobs, changing careers.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
total difference. So do you have any parting words for our listeners?
Just go out and do what you feel you need to do. Be safe doing it, and don't live in denial. Know that things happen. Pay attention to that and keep your head up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Korbie, for being here today. And if you would, tell our listeners one more time how they can find you.
EmpowermentEnhanced.org is the best way to get a hold of us.
EmpowermentEnhanced.org. Well, that's all we got for today. Korbie, I want to thank you. Self-defense master, humanitarian, and speaker, changing the mindset of self-protection. Thank you again for being here today.
Thank you.
Our time always goes by so quickly. I want to thank you for being part of our Upper Route Network, part of our community. We are here for you, and we're going to keep sending you tips and tools so you can accelerate, so you can be bold and be connected and be unstoppable together. And if you, let me see what else I want to share with you. Remember to go to our Facebook group, Upper Route Network, and join the group. And remember, the keyword, the secret word is unstoppable together, unstoppable together. So that would be all one word that you want to put in there. And we're going to be sharing all of the giveaways and tips and tools that we have for you. So be sure to subscribe on Facebook, iTunes, Twitter, and LinkedIn, because you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. It's been great being here with you today. And ask yourself, if you could do something different to get a different result, what would that be? Until next time, this is Connie, your unstoppable diva. Be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable together.